Welcome to the D&D world.
Hello fellow player characters, this is Dave on CRPG Dungeons & Dragons tonight, and we are doing a manual reading. Haven't done one of those in a while. And this one is for Demon's Stone, because guess what, I've decided I want to play it, so I'm going to read the manual, since I don't know who the three characters are, the main characters. I don't know what their names are, what exactly they do. I think one's a fighter, one's a thief, and one's a mage of some sort. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to read the manual, get to know things a little bit better, so when I start up the game proper, I have a rough idea what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. So let's go ahead and get started. Helps if I have it over here first. Okay, so controls, yeah, okay. Okay, so let's see. So it's showing computer controls, not the controller controls. But on the game, I kind of got the idea. But so one of them was called coup de grace for one of the guys if they try to get back up. But the thing is, there were so many guys on the screen at one time, I couldn't tell what was what half the time. Okay, so we got air. I'm going to read these anyway. So we got a primary attack, of course, and a secondary attack knocks back an opponent with a fist for the fighter, kicking technique for the rogue, or an unarmed strike from a sorcerer. Oh, so he's a sorcerer. Okay. Okay, super attack. Use this devastating super attack to damage multiple opponents. See hero meter on page 14. Super attack. E. Well, I'm guessing that was the controller I wasn't able to use. Select rogue, select sorcerer. Apparently Drizzt is in the game at some point. Because you got sorcerer and Drizzt on F2, so. Alright, well, we'll look again at the controls again when I look at the game. That way I have a better idea. Spell upgrades. Sorcerer can purchase 2 types of spell upgrades. That's it. You can press the Q key at any time. Again, these are going from keyboard controls. Mostly looking for switch on the fly. Anytime you can instantly select, control any of the 3 characters. Press the arrow keys to switch between the fighter, the rogue, and the sorcerer. While you are controlling one character, the game AI directs the other. Okay, so I'm guessing that also on this, the arrow key switches around the characters as well. So we got a fighter, rogue, and sorcerer, and apparently Drizzt as well. So that's something to note for later. Team Super Attack. Use the Team Super Attack to unleash an attack that inflicts massive damage to all opponents within a large radius. Team Super Attack on page 15. Alright. We also got combo moves, which we kind of saw those automatically. Time 2, a quick and 2-hit gauntlet, fist combo. Right mouse button, 3 hits, well, yeah, so we pretty much know all these, but we're using them from a controller perspective. Left mouse, so none of these really mean anything to me, because I'll be going through them with the controller, not the keyboard. At the end of each chapter, you can save your progress at the character status screen. Select continue, select yes at the prompt, select the slot in which to save the game. Use the arrow keys to highlight the save game slot, and then press the right mouse button. Select yes to confirm and save the game. Loading a game. Select load game from main. Yeah, we all know that. Welcome to Demon's Stone. Okay, introduction. Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, and Monster Manual are the ultimate guides to D&D, while the Forgotten Realms campaign setting provides key details about the setting for the Demon's Stone game. All these titles are published by Wizards of the... They're actually telling you to go buy the books, the Player's Handbook and the Monster Manual and the Forgotten Realms setting books, so you know what's going on in the game. That's wild. And then it gives a website, wizards.com. Atari does not control and disclaims any responsibility or liability for the functioning and performance of third-party websites and any content or available through third-party website. Well, technically, you guys are the third party because D&D is owned by Wizards. So, what are you guys talking about? Okay, so the story so far. And that's an interesting way of opening it. Three heroes meet by chance, or so it seems, at the entrance to an ancient mine in Damaro. Not knowing one another, they are compelled by a mysterious force to this place. Now they set forth on an adventure beyond anything they could have ever imagined. That's not what I saw. Anyway, in their journey in the depths of the newly reopened Gemspark mine, they find a curious and irresistible entrance. A set of doors, each marked with a unique rune. When they break through the doors, a large gem separates its fragile setting and falls to the floor. Two spirits are released, one of a Githyanki general and one of a Slod lord. The freed spirits reconstitute and proceed to re-engage the fight that was interrupted by their entrapment so long ago. The Githyanki general flourishes a silvery sword and rushes to the nearest planar portal to bring her army back to the battle. The other, more malevolent spirit summons more of its kind. The adventure is only beginning, though, for our heroes have unleashed a tide of chaos upon the realms. Thus begins the chase. I don't think any of that was shown at the introduction of the game. I might have to watch that again, because I don't remember seeing any of that. Because as far as I saw, the fighter just showed up, he freed one person, and the wizard, or the sorcerer, just showed up. So, I don't know what this story's talking about. Other than the background story, but them leading up to it, yeah, I didn't see them open up anything. Options. You configure the following options. The default setting appears in bold. Select surround, stereo, or mono audio. Turn on screen let text subtitles on off. View a list of the game's creators. Resume, restart, options, and quit. Playing the game. Gameplay screen HUD heads-up display simultaneously displays vital information about all three of the characters in your party. Sorcerer's health meter, ammunition counter, fighter health meter, hero meter, rogue health meter. Okay. Health meter, that's fairly obvious, displays each character's health level. Pick up health potions and scrolls to replenish health, which I didn't see anything dropping from anything, so maybe we just hadn't gotten to that part yet. Fill the selected character's hero meter by landing combos, using abilities, defeating enemies, and casting spells. Team attack. If the selected character's hero meter is partially full, you can call a team attack, which summons the fighter, rogue, or sorcerer to your aid. Performing a team attack slightly drains the character's hero meter. Better not take away from my HP. That would piss me off. Team super attack. You can launch a team super attack once all three characters have filled their hero meters. Performing a team super attack damages all opponents within a large radius and fully drains each character's hero meter. Okay, projectiles remaining displays the quantity of throwing axes or dagger. Okay, so they do run out. Okay. And the rogue can carry. No limit applies to the sorcerer. Fighter projectile limit. Rogue projectile limit. So 15 for the fighter, 25 for the rogue. Chapter summary screen. Demon Stone is an adventure in 10 chapters. Okay, we got 10 chapters to contend with. That's something to know. Following the completion of each chapter, the chapter summary screen appears and displays the stats listed below. When you're finished viewing the chapter summary screen, press Enter. I almost said Eater because that's almost what it says. To continue. Kills. The number of enemies killed by each character. Team experience. The amount of XP gained by the party. Team gold. The quantity of gold found. Number of team supers. The XP bonus applies for each team super attack used in combat. Nice. Level up menu. At the end of each chapter or after loading a save game, the level up menu appears. You can select from the following choices. A little bit of dry throat here. Filled the glass a little too high. Character status. Character status. To view details on each of the characters in your party, use left and right arrow keys to switch the characters and cycle through the following categories. Base stats. Display the chapter just completed. XP stats and gold stats. Current skills. Displays the character's moves. Current items. Displays the character's armor and weapon inventory. Level upgrades. Select level upgrades to upgrade or purchase moves. Use the left and right arrow keys to switch the characters and cycle through the sets of moves. Use the up and down arrow keys to highlight a move. Press the left mouse button to preview a move. Press the Q key to cancel. If a character already knows a move, an indicator appears in the lower right corner of the screen. If a move is not known, the cost to acquire it, an XP, or the requirement to learn it appears. Item upgrades. Select item upgrades to purchase items including armor and weapons. Use left-right arrow keys to switch the characters and cycle through the items. Use the up and down arrows to highlight the item. The cost in gold or requirements needed to purchase an item is shown in the lower right corner of the screen. So basically the chapter screens play as the town hub. That is a weird way of doing it. So this is a straight up brawler. Kind of in the vein of the old arcade games, if I think of this correctly. Interesting. And I bet you there's no NPC interactions. The cost in gold or requirements needed to purchase an item is shown in the lower right corners of the screen. Press the left mouse button to view an item. Press the right mouse button to purchase an item. Press the Q key to cancel. Auto buy. Select auto buy from the level up menu to view a list of suggested moves and items for the entire party. You can purchase the recommended items as a package to save time during the level up process. Press the right mouse button to purchase suggested moves and items. Press Q to cancel. Continue. Select this to continue the level up menu. Advance to the level select screen where you can select a new chapter or return to a previous chapter. You'll have the opportunity to save your progress before gameplay resumes. See save and loading. Select back to return to the chapter summary. Okay, now we got some containers like barrels, crates, and chests contain pickups. Pickups are also occasionally dropped by defeated monsters, which I didn't see any of during my Chapter 1 playthrough. Here are some of the pickups you can acquire. Gold pieces. Gold is the preferred unit of currency in the realms. Use gold pieces to purchase and upgrade items such as armor and weapons. Health. Health potions restore an individual character's health. Health scrolls restore the entire party's health. Ammunition. Pick up ammunition to replenish projectile weapons. Note: the sorcerer utilizes magic projectiles that do not require ammunition. Okay, player characters. Now we get some names, because I know a couple of them said their names, but I couldn't understand what they said. So it's Rannoch the Fighter. Unlike most travelers, Rannoch journeyed to the bloodstone land of Damara in search of anonymity. He hadn't come to fight in Vasa, but rather to escape a tortured past. Several months after settling down, Rannoch made a costly error. While employed as a scout in the outskirts of Nesmi, he failed to recognize an impending troll attack. He misjudged the enemy, who he thought were simply scavengers for trace metals at the base of the Galena Mountains. The advancing group turned out to be a troll invasion force accompanied by a unit of battle-thirsty orcs. Nesmi's unsuspecting citizens, hearing no alarm call, were left defenseless as the onslaught ensued. Although a dwarf countercharge eventually returned Nesmi back to its folk, Rannoch left the region in disgrace. After some time, the beleaguered fighter headed east toward Damara, pulled in that direction by a force he could not explain. With little to lose, he followed. Rannoch specializes in the use of melee weapons, the sword, and the fist. Oh, we do have NPCs. Very specific NPCs. Okay. Ilias, the sorcerer. Descended from an ancient line of knights known as the Silver Guard of Silvery Moon, Ilias was disowned by his family for one simple reason. He chose spellcraft over the martial arts. Yearning to learn more of the world beyond Silvery Moon, the sorcerer set out on a path far from home. He sought out adventure, and like Rannoch, felt a strong, unexplainable pull towards Damara. Ilias specializes in the use of magic. He has no limitation on his projectile combat abilities. You know what? I need to write their names down so when I'm playing the game and I can't see their names, I know who the heck I'm talking about. Let's see. So it's Rannoch, the fighter. Ilias, the sorcerer. And Zai the rogue. Note that the fighter had more of a background to him than the other two did. I mean, they have like 3 paragraphs apiece. He has 4 paragraphs, and they're pretty big. Look at that compared to these two. The sorcerer having the smallest. That's not fair. They should have bigger backgrounds. Zai, the rogue. Zai is one of the rarest race combinations found anywhere in the realms. Her mother was a drow, a dark elf from the subterranean city of Menzoberranzan. Hey, I got a t-shirt that says Menzoberranzan on it. While her father was a wood elf from Cedarleaf. Well, that means she might be related to Driz Duorden. Zai never felt comfortable being raised on the surface world. She was not... So she's half drow and half wood elf. That is an interesting combination. Being raised on the surface world, she was not generally welcomed, as people didn't trust one who resembled a drow. Thus, at the first opportunity, she set out to make a name for herself in the Coldlands, hoping to alleviate the prejudice as well as the rage that brewed within her. Zai is the most athletic of the group with her gymnastic abilities. She can tackle most obstacles. She can also avoid detection by hiding in natural shadows within the environment. I gotta remember that. Now we got some NPCs. Okay, how many NPCs do we? Okay, we got a few here. So we got Kelvin Blackstaff Aronson. Named for the magic staff he wields, Kelvin Aronson is a powerful agent of law and order. An imposing yet benevolent figure, possibly one of the most powerful mages in the land. He aids adventurers and offers wisdom from his extensive knowledge of the history and lore of the realms. Dritz Duorden. Dritz Duorden is a legendary figure in the realms, armed with his two scimitars, Twinkle and Icing Death. This enigmatic dark elf is renowned for forsaking the cruel ways of his people and working in the interest of good on the surface world of the realms. Ygirl, the Slod Lord. A creature of chaos, this evil Slod has assumed humanoid form and seeks to ravage, the realms. He has a command of magic and can summon Slod minions from the chaotic planes. Sarika, the Githyanki General. Githyanki are human-like warrior creatures organized solely for war. Sarika is one of the many from this evil and militaristic culture bent on destroying any opposing force from the plains. Brandishing the traditional silvery sword of her kind, Sarika is locked in the unending conflict with Ygirl, the Slod Lord. So apparently these two are the troublemakers in this game. Okay, let's see what kind of monsters we got in here. We got orcs. Okay, that's standard. Orcs are an aggressive humanoids that attack and pillage other creatures, including other orcs, without pause in the belief that they must conquer to survive. Orcs often attack in large groups. God damn it, there's trolls in this game. Trolls. Scourge of my existence. These gargantuan beasts are found throughout the realms. Driven by hunger, they tenaciously attack until all of their prey is consumed. Trolls are most vulnerable to fire, but even when confronted with this element, they fearlessly and wildly attack. Okay, Githyanki. It looks like we got different kinds of those, or two different kinds at least. Githyanki come from another dimension known as the astral plane. Corrupted by enslavement and hatred, these human-like creatures are constantly honing their combat skills and crafting elements of war, most notably traditional swords made from hardened silver. Githyanki warriors. Highly skilled with two-handed swords, these patient warriors wait for the perfect moment to deliver a single powerful attack. Githyanki warlocks. These spellcasters utilize a delayed blast projectile to great effect. Unfortunately, their magic is slow to cast. Well, fortunately, their magic is slow to cast. Okay. Slotty. Slotty are creatures of chaos, fierce in combat using a combination of claws and keen weapons. These beasts have the special ability to instantaneously summon others of their kind to aid in battle. There are numerous types of Slotty, each treacherous in its own unique way. Red Slotty. Red Slotty are the foot soldiers in Ygirl's army. They wield enormous hammers which they charge up to inflict extra damage. While charging up their hammers, they are invulnerable to all but the mightiest attacks. Green Slotty. Green Slotty prefer to keep their enemies at a distance while launching magical charges, crystalline arrows. Death Slotty. Not much is known about these elite predators, for those who encounter them rarely live to give a description. They are reputed to be fast attackers armed with razor-like claws. Bugbears. Bugbears are massive, savage goblinoids named for their flat noses and sharp fangs. Compelled by greed and hunger, these beasts often attack prey in a coordinated attack using their natural bear-like claws and crude weapons. Yuan-ti. Yuan-ti are ingenious foes that resulted from the commingling of human and snake bloodlines. Ugh. They are devout evil worshippers whose existence revolves around their temple structures. And we got three different, four, well, not including abominations, there's three different kinds. We got the Yuan-ti priests. The priest is the leader of his Yuan-ti population because his warriors will defend him to the death. He has no need to get his hands dirty. If necessary, the priest may utilize magic in the form of barriers and mind control spells. Yuan-ti archers. Yuan-ti archers are deadly marksmen who fire poison-dipped arrows at their foes. Yuan-ti melee. Armed with... I'm sorry I said it like that. Armed with dual scimitars, these skilled warriors can shoot poison venom up to 15 feet. Fun. Okay, now we got Yuan-ti abominations. These mutant creatures are the result of Yuan-ti experiments. Simple beasts, they are the minions of their creators, used to defend temples and for sacrificial ceremonies. Yuan-ti Abomination Guard. These monsters attack any creature they see if given the chance. They are big, heavy, and nearly unstoppable. Yuan-ti Abomination Archer. These 8-foot tall monsters can spit acidic venom great distances with surprising accuracy, despite their limited intelligence. Oh, we got spiders. These highly adaptable vermin are common in the realms. They range in size from small to enormous, and are either hunters that rove about with quick reflexes, or spinners that patiently trap their prey. Spiders use poisonous bites to subdue or overwhelm potential victims. Jungle spiders. Oh, so we get to be in the jungle at some point? Jungle spiders are quick and vicious, fearing nothing as they hunt for their next meal. There are rumors of a huge jungle spider that inhabits the river caves. Chrismal spiders. These small I think it's supposed to be crystal spiders, but who knows. These small gem-laden spiders quickly surround their prey before attempting to subdue and devour it. Red Dragon. The red dragon is a greedy, winged creature of ancient lineage that makes its lair in a large cave surrounded by a hoard of treasure. The red dragon species will consider biting and clawing its prey rather than use its fire breath and risk destroying any nearby valuables. Well, that makes it a little bit easier on me. Shield Guardians. Shield Guardians are bodyguard constructs crafted by spellcasters. Magically controlled by their masters, Shield Guardians protect by bashing enemies with sweeping blows. Tips and tricks. To succeed in certain situations, you will need to utilize the unique abilities of a particular character, fighter, rogue, or sorcerer. The death of a single member of your party can be costly. You will have to restart the current section of the game. Some attacks and spells will fill the hero meter faster than others. There are hidden platforms accessible by the rogue that contain secret items. Press the E key to summon one of the 3 characters in your party and initiate a team attack. This can be an especially useful technique when battling boss creatures. Most enemies have a weakness. Experiment with different combos to learn which one works best. Auto-buy during the level-up process. Buying items individually may produce better results. That's what I kind of figured. And here we got credits. And that's it for the manual reading. Okay, only took about 30 minutes. Nice. I'm going to take a quick little break and we might even get into the game itself. So give me just a moment. And since I'm doing this as a separate video before I start the game, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys for watching. This is Dave on CRPG Dungeons & Dragons Night. And I'll see you guys in the next video stream, whichever comes first. Bye-bye.